Hi my lovies, welcome back to my channel. So this is my go-to glowy dewy everyday sort of makeup look. A lot of you guys actually requested this makeup look to be uploaded, so here it is. Now this makeup look is just perfect for both dry skin and oily skin because it has the right amount of product that is going to balance the oil on your face and also the right amount of product that is going to prevent your skin from cracking or feeling patchy or dry. So without a further ado, let's dig right into the video. So first thing first, I like to always use a moisturizer. I'm using Glam Glow Moisturizer. This is the water-based moisturizer. Now this is perfect for both dry skin and oily skin because the water content doesn't let the oily skin to be super oily or feel super oily. But at the same time, for dry skin, it is super hydrating. So it's a perfect balanced moisturizer, and moisturizer is a key thing to makeup. Once the moisturizing is done, we're now going to go into the under eye cream. For that, I'm also using it from the Glam Glow. Now, one thing I've noticed this on camera, and I always use this eye cream, but I've never noticed this actually because I've always done it off the camera. But I noticed like instantly how it brightens up my under eyes. Like it totally like brightens it up, which is really interesting because I've never noticed this, and I just happened to notice it while I was editing the video, and I was like, wow, that just gave me an instant glow under my eyes. So for my eyebrows today, I'm using the soap brows. These are from Iconic London. And I just basically wet my spoolie with some water and then took some of that wax, and then now I'm just going over my brows, making sure they look a little more feathery. It's not gonna stick out as much because my hair is actually very coarse and it doesn't like to just work with a brow soap or a brow pomade like that. Not brow pomade, sorry, brow soap or like any kind of lamination product. The only thing that works actually is got to be glue, which is a heavy duty hair glue, and that's the only thing that works on my eyebrows. For this, I always feel like it tames my eyebrow. It gives them a definite shape, but it doesn't stick like a laminated brow should. So it just does a very basic job for me, just because my hair is very coarse. But if you have fine hair on your brows, this soap brow thing from Iconic London is definitely going to work out a lot better. So I'm doing a lot of pushing just to see if it sticks, but I know my hair is very coarse and it's not going to. So next I'm using this BB foundation cream by Smashbox Cosmetics, and this is in the shade medium tan, and using a flat foundation brush, I'm just applying this all over my face. You can even use your fingertips if you're in a rush, because honestly I'm just being fancy here using a flat brush, but you can totally go ahead and use your actual fingertips. The advice on the back of the product actually advises you to use your fingertips. I feel like this foundation BB cream applies so nicely. It almost feels like a cream on face, like a moisturizer, but with, of course, with a little bit of that glow and coverage at the same time. And it also has, I believe, SPF, so it works out in terms of your using sunscreen lotion. Like you don't have to use a separate set of sunscreen. You can just use this and it will do kind of like 2-in-1 job for you. Don't want to forget the neck as well. Now for highlighting, I'm going to be using this Clinique stick highlighter. This is actually not a stick, it actually has a retractable bottom, so you can just, take out the product, and I'm just applying it under my eyes because honestly guys, I have like severe under eye dark circles, especially when you're working and you're waking up early. This is a very common thing. So doing it a little bit on my forehead, on the bridge of my nose, and Cupid's bow, and the chin. And then using a damp beauty blender, I'm going to blend that all over my skin, around my highlighted areas, especially around my highlighted areas. and usual thing, but make sure you always dab the product because you don't want to swipe it, because when you swipe the product sort of moves from that space, so you always want to dab the product. And because this is a very natural makeup, so you know, a little bit of that dark eye circles showing is not a bad thing, because you want to achieve a very natural glowy look. So of course you don't want to do like, you know, color correcting and all that stuff, because the whole idea is to keep it natural, and naturally on a natural skin you do see some blemishes and some, you know, dark circles and all that stuff. So that's why my whole goal here is to keep it as natural as possible, but with a little bit of coverage at the same time. Now moving on to some liquid bronzers. Now I'm using this Caramel Glow bronzer by Iconic London, and I'm just applying it on the, you know, edges of my face and the parameters of my face to sort of bring it together, kind of like where the sun would usually glow. And then using just a stippling brush and just blending it away, and you can see that instantly it actually not only gives the slightest bit of contour, but at the same time it sort of glows your face around the parameters. And you know, I think I've used a little bit on this much, on this side more. I put a little bit extra dots on this side, so, but it's okay, you can always blend it out and sort of use it on elsewhere, like under the neck or jawline or chin. Okay, next I'm using the liquid blushes. These are also from Iconic London, and one of them is called, I believe it's called Coral, Cheeky Coral, and the other one is called Rose Riot. So this is the Cheeky Coral, and then I have the Rose Riot like here. And then I'm applying it a little bit on the nose tip and a little bit on my chin and on my cheeks for sure. And using the same stippling brush I just used to blend my bronzing, I'm just going to apply that to use, I'm just going to use the same thing to apply the blush. And again, I'm dabbing it to make sure I don't move the blush away, because that's going to be the whole purpose of this. Now I'm going to be setting up my highlighted zones with the Smashbox highlight and contouring palette. I'm taking the yellow powder and dabbing some under my eyes. Now this yellow powder will cancel out whatever the remaining dark eye circles you have, but then again, it's not going to give you like full coverage like it would have if you would have used on an orange concealer, right? So it doesn't do a job of an orange concealer. It's just going to slightly dust away a little bit of that greenness or ashiness. To set everything, I'm going to use Iconic London's setting spray. It also has shimmer in it, so which will give you a very dewy look. Now I'm going to use the most infamous Iconic London's Illuminator, which is kind of like a liquid highlighter, and it's amazing. Like, it's amazing. And I'm just basically using the same brush to dab the product into my face. And can you just see that glow? It's so beautiful because it's not shimmery, but it's shiny. And that's why I like it, because it gives you a very beautiful, nice sheen to the face instead of making it too glittery or sparkly. Now to set everything together, I'm using 315 Fit Me powder by Maybelline. And using a big fluffy brush, I'm just dusting that powder all over my face. So don't go ahead and do any kind of baking, right? Because you want to set everything, but we don't do baking, because baking is going to take away the shine and the glow. Next, I'm using a cream eyeshadow. This is called Sienna from Smashbox Cosmetics. Sepia from Smashbox Cosmetics. I'm using a flat brush. I'm just blending that all over my under eyes and my lid. You can also use your fingertips. It's actually best if you use your fingertips, but I'm just being fancy here and using a brush to blend that. And if you can notice how beautifully this cream eyeshadow just covered all my veins on top of my lid. Give a nice full coverage and at the same time some bit of color, which is beautiful and super natural, super easy. Now using Superfan mascara, I'm just applying that on my lashes, and make sure you go ahead and double it up, because you're not going to be wearing lashes for this makeup look, so it totally makes sense if you go ahead and use a couple of layers of or coats of mascara. So once my mascara application is done, I'm now going to move on to my eyebrows. For that, I'm just going to be using Kiss New York eyebrow pencil in shade medium brown. And I'm just going to do my inner corners first. And then I'm gonna go on top of my arch and just cover that up so it looks like I have a lot of fuller brows, but not really. And then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna start with the arch here and then just go down, create that proper arch, and then I'm just going with the inner bottom corners and filling that up as well and connecting them together to create a fuller brow look. Once this is done, I'm now moving on to the powder cheek palette. So brush and highlighting palette. So I'm just gonna use this Radiant Rose Putty and Copper Rose Putty brushes from the Halo Cheek palette from Smashbox Cosmetics. Apply that a little bit on the nose, cheeks, chin, and then next I'm going with the two highlighters, Soft Pearl Powder and Rich Gold Powder, kind of mix them up together and then apply it on top of my highlighter. And this is if you want a little bit more glowy. I'm just going extra. You can totally go, just finish it off with the liquid highlighter. I'm just doing a little bit extra here. And I'm applying a little bit of that highlighter on my inner corner especially to brighten my inner corners. Once this is done, I'm going to move on to the lips now. For that, I'm using this color called Medium Natural Rose, and I'm going to apply this all over my lips. This lip liner is so soft. It's not just your lip liner. You can actually use it as your lipstick as well. It is so soft and so easy to apply. And then moving on to my next step, which is basically to apply some lip oil. You can use a lip gloss, but I'm using a lip oil. This is Queen Bee from Iconic London. And I'm just slightly applying that on top of my lips. Now moving on to the same contouring palette that I've used earlier. I'm using that contouring color from the Smashbox contouring palette and applying that on top of my lid just to make sure that I don't get crease lines or anything, because it is still a cream eyeshadow and sometimes your skin might give out natural oil and cause it to crease. So I want to make sure that I set it with some powder. So that is it, guys. This is the final makeup look of this makeup look, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. It was a quick, easy get ready with me. Try doing this step without using too many brushes. I bet this is going to be a lot faster. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know how you like the makeup look, because in my opinion, I think this is beautiful. In person, it looked even nicer because it just gave a very beautiful, natural, fresh, clean, glowy look. I hope you guys get to recreate this makeup look, and if you guys do, please tag me on Makeup as Mary on my Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to see it and share it. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I will see you next time on my next video. Till then, take care.